Hey y'all, welcome back. This is Michelle from Michelle's Empty Nest, and today I'm going to put together week 13 in my 2022 Project Life album. So this will take me from March the 27th to April the 2nd, and I'm currently filming this on April the 5th. So this will get me as current as I can be in 2022. That also means that I am current to this point in the year for 2021 and 2020. So that is my goal this year, is to get all three of these albums done. Well, it's probably going to be more than 3 albums, but to get all 3 of these years of Project Life done. So I'm working on them concurrently, and just when I have out my supplies for March, I'm doing March of all 3 years, which I already had most of the 2021 and 2020 done. But from this point forward, I'll be working on all 3 months at the same time. Or all 3 years, rather, would probably be the better way to say that. So I am going to go ahead and put you on fast forward, and we'll get this one put together. So let's do it. Okay, I am going to pull over last week's page, and I'm working on the back of it, and I'm using just my little word sketch over there to the side to get everything laid out as I had envisioned it in my head, which sometimes is a scary place to be, but that's a whole nother story. And I knew I wanted to use that March Memories chipboard piece up there on that pattern card. And so I also knew I wanted to use a little story about today chipboard tag. So I knew I needed to get, or wanted to get, a third piece of chipboard in there. And really all I had left was that one that matches that card up top, the 4x6 card. And so I just decided to go ahead and go for it. Even though they're the same pattern and they're both kind of busy patterns, I'm just going to do it. And I pulled over my Citrus Twist kit stash because I thought I was going to need something to go behind that little Brandy Kincaid quote, the little square photo in the top left. But then I realized I had that 4x6, that 3x4 card, and it had some words on it, but once I put the little photo over it, it was like just kind of the pattern. You couldn't see the words anymore, so I decided that's another card out of my kit, so I'm going to use that. And so this is kind of how things are going to end up right here. I decided to kind of break up that pattern a little bit across the top. And the one at the top photo now is showing where I had reached 901 followers on Instagram. I'm trying to grow that account without letting it, become such a big issue, but I do want it to grow. I do want to be able to, see some improvement and things like that. So reaching over 900 was something that I wanted to kind of keep here in my Project Life album to remember. And so now I am taking some black and white twine, and when I use these chipboard pieces that have such tiny little holes, I typically just do what I did here and tie knots instead of trying to do like the loop and pull it through. There's no way to get doubled up twine through, especially that little green tag. It was tough to get through just with one strand instead of it being doubled up. I actually had to pull my awl over, you'll see in just a second, to be able to get it through there. So then I'm using my Bearly Arts Precision Glue to adhere those down. And that card right there is a list of all the options that were on my car. It's really, almost too small to read, but that wasn't the purpose of it. It was just kind of have it there to show that there were just a lot of features on this car, because y'all, I'm so proud to have this car. I don't want to sound like I'm being braggy, but I'm so appreciative that we have this car. It's our first ever brand new car purchase, even though we're in our 50s. It's just something that we've never really wanted to do before. But right now used cars are as expensive as new cars, so we decided, what the heck, let's just go ahead and go for it. So I took my March Gratitudes card away and wrote down those 5 things. And now I pulled over another 4x6 card that really has nothing to do with the story, but I just wanted to get it used up because it had March on it, and it's just the back side of this flip, so it was fine. And then I went away and did my journaling on a piece of cardstock, typed it up and did that. And then that piece of copy paper right there is a hinge that I do at 2 inches, and for a 6-inch hinge, I make it, or a 6-inch card, I make it about 5.5. And I always start with my bottommost piece on the hinge, which is my journaling. And sometimes I do roller adhesive like today. Sometimes I do score tape. It just kind of depends. And I just grabbed my adhesive roller today and went with that. Then there is the inside of the flip. And then I'll adhere on the photo up top, which is my hair extensions that my husband took out with a crimping, some kind of electrical crimping pliers. Okay, so now that I have that flip up made, it is actually on the back side of this page protector, which means I need to do a little surgery here. So I'm just going to take everything out of that card and line my ruler up just below the seam and cut from seam to seam on the sides, if that makes sense. So just, be careful not to cut all the way through so that things are just flapping in the wind and your pocket's not going to hold anything together. But it's perfectly fine just to cut those apart like that, and it works great. I've done it many times. So now I'm going to add my roller date stamp, and that does me, and I'll be back here to talk to you in just a second. Okay, I am going to call this one done right here. I love how colorful it is without being too much, and that I was able to go ahead and get both of these pieces used. I didn't think I would put them on the same spread, but it just worked out, and that's okay. I did put my chipboard, the other 2 pieces, over a big chunk of those photos, and that's okay. There's still enough of the photo left showing that it gets the point across. So, I am always going let me try again. I am always going to use the gratitudes card for each month wherever the last day of the month falls. So the last day of March was in this spread. So that's one thing that I'm trying to keep consistent. There's several cards that Allie is doing each month throughout the year for the Stories by the Month kits, and the Gratitudes card is one of them. So for that, I just said we celebrated 32 years of marriage. We celebrated 35 years as a couple. We were high school sweethearts, if you've never heard me say that before. I got a brand new car, a 2022 Kia Sorento, and let me just say that thing will drive itself. I can take my hands off the wheel and it will turn and do what it needs to do. It's amazing. I went from a 04 Suburban with 275,000 miles, or over 270,000 miles on it. I think it's pushing about 277 right now. We kept it just for Home Depot run kind of car, but this was our first time buying a brand new car. It had about 30 miles on it, and it has so many bells and whistles, and I am so very grateful that my husband was able to purchase the car for me, and just feel very blessed to have it. Number 4, I said our beautiful flowers have bloomed. Our yard's looking so pretty. And then I got a new Series 7 Apple Watch, and we did that because we were passing my old watch, which still worked just fine, to Olin's aunt, who we're, just a little concerned. She's elderly and worried about, if she were to get into a dangerous situation or fall and maybe not have her cell phone with her, she would be able to use her phone to use the watch to call 911 or to call us, for some help if she needs it. So that's why we replaced my watch. And again, I feel very grateful and thankful to my husband for doing that. Now, you did see me create a flip up here for my hair extensions, which if you watched the last week's video, just like maybe a day or so ago, I told you it was a mystery as to whether I kept the extensions or not, and you can see I did not. My husband used these some kind of electrical crimping pliers and took out all the little beads and pulled all those extensions out for me. And I was so grateful. And you're welcome to read the journaling. I've gotten it off my chest, so I don't want to read it and talk about it anymore. I'm just good with having the journaling here. And this card really had nothing to do with anything, but it was left over here and it talked about March. And so I just decided to use that as part of my flip. And then I also showed you how I do surgery on my page protectors if I need to do a flip up on the back of a page protector. It works out just fine to cut that little slit. Just don't go over the little, stitched looking lines. I know they're not stitched, but that was the best word I could come up with. So it's very easy to do that if you need to create a flip up on the back of your pocket pages. So real quickly, I know this video is probably getting long. I did want to show you what was left of my March Stories by the Month kit. This is the 2022 one. The 2020 one, sorry. It had a lot about spring break and spring cleaning, and I really didn't have any of that to document right now. So there's a good bit of it left, but I will put it back in with my stash and go ahead and bust it up. But for this year's kit, I had what was left of the stickers, the word phrase stickers, this one little 3x4 card, and of course the stamp set, which is, I don't really count that because that's reusable. And then these rainbow stickers, little puffy stickers that I think were an add-on, and I don't know if they were for this kit or for the rainbow scrapbooking kit because I got it as well. I'm going to probably put it in with just my regular stickers instead of the rainbow kit, and I'll just remember that they're there. But I did manage to use a few of those as well. So I am very pleased with how much I was able to use up of this kit, and I really want to strive to do that every single month this year. And I would love to be able to use up hopefully most of these 2020 kits that I have. I didn't get them in 2021, so I've got one old year and one new year to work with. All right, friends, thank you for hanging in with me so long today. I appreciate you stopping by, and it means more to me than you will ever know. If you enjoyed the video, I would love a thumbs up down below, and if you have not already hit that subscribe button, please consider doing that and becoming a part of my little YouTube family. I will share some close-ups at the end as well as over on Instagram, where I would love for you to follow me as well. There's lots of things listed down in the description box, but if you have any questions about any products that I used or anything that I did, please don't hesitate to leave a comment down below. I love to read your comments and have some dialogue back and forth. And until I see you in the next video, take care of yourself, do something good for yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.